and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and it's kitting up time. We do have 49 colours in this painting, so I am going to use a case that I was recently given by Sander Direct to unbox, which I did on my other channel. But it's a 60 bottle case. It will fit the 49 that I have here. So I'm just going to use it because it's ideal and it's empty. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a 40 by 30 square. This is the last custom painting that I need to do. I have done 4 custom paintings from 4 different companies of exactly this picture, but in 40 by 50. I do have a comparison of that. If you go to my website, addmorezest.com, and click on videos, you will see a custom comparison and you can see how they turned out. But I did get a couple of smaller ones. One is a 15 by 20 from Home Fun, and I got this 30 by 40 from Manhui Rachel. So this will sort of finalise my custom comparison series. So let's move that out the way for a moment so that we can get into the nitty gritty. Now it does come with a sheet of all the symbols with the DMC numbers. It does have these numbers down the side as well and the quantity. I've already done my check. I did have an extra packet of 2 different colours, which is fine, but I'm going to use this to make my stickers. So I want to be using the symbol and the number, the DMC number. I want the symbol for while I'm working on the painting, and I want the DMC number for when I'm kitting it up, so that I know what number goes in which pot. And I also want the symbol for when I dekit, so that I can put my spares away in my spare storage. So that's all I need for this. I have all the diamonds in here and I have my case. So I'm just going to check. Yeah. So sometimes the gap between the symbols and the numbers is a bit too big that it won't fit on the top of the bottles without overhanging. But checking this, the width is going to be fine. So where's my scissors? Here's a pair of scissors. I've got so many pairs of scissors that float about. Nice IKEA pack of scissors. They work wonders. We use them for packing orders. So I'm going to chop off the excess off the top and the bottom, because at the moment this is not a sticker. It is just paper. So I want to make this into a sticker, and for that I'm going to use my mini Xyron sticker maker. I was gifted this by a subscriber and I use it so much. So I'm going to make sure it's straight, and then I'm going to pull through. Once it's got hold of it, there we go. So I can just pull it through. I hope I get to the end. Oh, still just on the sticker sheet, and then it does have a tear function, so I can just pull it and it rips it off. And that's done with that. And if I rub this down, what it does is this back sheet has lots and lots of tiny little dots on it. So it comes with lots and lots of tiny dots. Some of them have gone onto the back of the paper, the rest have gone on to this clear sheet. So if I pull that off, you can actually see just, can you see the different colour there? So there's no sticky dots on this part because they're on the back of the paper, but there is the residue or the leftover bits of sticky there. So we can get rid of that. And it means that I now have sticky dots on the back. And because I did put it in on a slight angle, it has of course gone on an angle all the way up, but I've just caught it. I have been known for it to go off, or I've had to cut, you know, the piece of paper part way through the machine. so that I can, yeah, when it goes partway through the machine and I realise it's going to go off, I've cut it off and done it as 2 sections to stop making a mess. But I'm going to cut through the edge. I'm not cutting all the way through just because I don't want all the individual stickers floating around on my desk for me to try and hunt them down. This keeps them all in the right order. So I'm going to go up to there and I'm going to cut it all the way through. So then I can just deal with this piece. And I just do this in little sections, but I'm going to keep them in the DMC order for now. I am working with bottles, so I can move them about if I want to. This does have a mixture of symbols, letters and numbers, and they're not in any particular order. So I've got M, F, S, number 3, the letter A. So what I may decide to do, oh, that one didn't go. I'll try to push that one too far over. What I may do is, once I've finished kitting it up, to make it easier when I'm doing the diamond painting, I might take the bottles out but put them back in number and letter order, and then symbols, which will make it easier for me to find when I'm actually doing the diamond painting. I think that's what I did on the last Manhui Rachel that I did, because it was 70 colours, I think, or close to 70 different colours. It's a lot of symbols to look through if they're not in some sort of order. It can make it a little bit harder to figure out, you know, where the symbol is. You do learn them as you go along. As you're diamond painting, you get to remember where the symbols are. But I think I'll do the same with this one. So I'll show you when I'm kitting it up, as I'm putting the numbers in. We'll take the bottles out and put them in various places according to the symbol. So we'll pay attention to the symbol, and then we can put them back into the case in an order that will be nice to work on while doing the painting. And then once the painting's finished and I de-kit it, I will put them back into DMC order, but probably just on my desk. I'll just take them out, put them in DMC order, and then as I empty them into my spare diamonds, I will just put, of course, the empty bottles back into the case and do it that way. But we'll put them in the case for now, and as we fill them up, because it's easier to reference the numbers in order, as I put each lot of diamonds in, I will then start categorising them so that I can put them back into the case in an order that makes sense. And if that, what I've just explained to you, doesn't make sense, it will make sense as I'm kitting it up. So stay with me, bear with me on this video, and it will all become clear once I start putting diamonds in what it is that I'm going to do. I've done quite a few videos today ready for this week. Some will have already gone, some will be coming up. And when I've done a few videos in a day, sometimes I don't quite get if I've made sense or not with what I'm saying, so hopefully it will. But this is, for a 30 by 40, there is a lot of colours, and the Manhui Rachel store on AliExpress, where I got this one from, is known for having a lot of colours, which is actually quite a nice change if you enjoy confetti in your paintings. There does end up being quite a bit of confetti in the painting that you're doing, and I quite like it, especially as a change. I don't know if I would want to do this many colours for each and every painting. I do feel like kitting up and kitting down can take quite a bit of time. It feels like it takes too much time for the size of the painting. It's like, should it really take me that long to kit up a painting? And often the answer is no. But it is nice to work on. It does make it quite a nice little change. So let's just get these last stickers on. So how many did I say there was in this one? It's about 47, wasn't it? So I can't use my case that only takes 42 bottles because that's not quite big enough. I could use my extra little case that has 7 bottles in it and have a 42 case plus the little case of 7 for the extras. But while I had this 60 bottle one ready and empty, I figured this was the best one to use. What was it? 49. I've got up to there. So that is all the stickers on and ready. Okay, so now comes the fun part, we think, which is filling the diamond. So I have all my diamonds stored in this bag, and it's my mother-in-law's name. So Brenda Custom 30 by 40, Rachel Manhui in a square, and that corresponds, where did I put it? That corresponds with a label that I think I had on my diamond painting, but for some reason it's not there. Maybe I just put it on the diamonds and didn't put it on the rest. So I'm going to pull these out bit by bit out of the bag. I think that will stop me, you know, going for the easy ones and allow me to just do them as they come. They all need doing in the end anyway. I do have this older tray that I used to use all the time. It's one of these cheap big trays. I like to use this when I'm kitting up to catch any potential runaways. Any diamonds that feel like they're going, you know, to escape. I do have funnels for these bottles as well, so I could use those. If I can, I like to do 2 packets of diamonds at once. Just makes the process a little bit quicker. And I just fold them in half to cut across the top. And what that I tend to decide whether I can get away with doing that or not by how much the diamonds will squeeze out of the way. So 3799 is done. And the symbol is like a squash dot. That's what I'm going to call it anyway. So I'm going to put that into a pile with symbols. Let me move my trimmer out the way so I can have a little bit more space around there. Why is that not going under my desk? Because I'm putting it in the wrong place. That'll be why. I do have a little bin for some rubbish. I do also have a big bag behind me that, until I finish doing videos and unboxing videos, and then it can go in the bin. So next we'll go for 823. There is only one of these. As far as I remember, there won't be any, you know, all the packets are connected. I'm hoping so. That one is a symbol as well. Then what have we got? 310. This one's also a symbol. So it looks like all the dark colours are symbols. Maybe it's the lighter colours that end up being letters and numbers. See, look, I've got one that's just escaped. Oh, my tray didn't catch it. I was hoping it would. So 3799 I had 6 packets of. And I could possibly have squeezed a 7th one in. But 6 seem to be a nice fit, so we'll see if we end up with any colours that have more than that. If I remember rightly from the inventory sheet, which of course I have now cut up, there was one that we did have 10 of. So I may end up putting those in a second bottle if it's the only one I end up with. We'll see. So 159 is the letter F. So I'm going to pop that one in, and then I'm going to create a second row that is for letters. And this will help me when it goes to putting the bottles back into the case. And because this case is brand new, so I've not used this one before, some of the bottle lids are a little bit loose, but I'm making sure, of course, that they are tightened up. So look, that one, the lid actually came off, it wasn't screwed on. But of course I'm going to make sure that they are screwed on properly once I've added diamonds, which means there's not likely to be any spillage. We have quite a few green in this kit, which is to be expected because the image does have a lot of green around the outside. That one's also a symbol. 3752. And we've got a letter. So it does look like letters are used for some of the lighter colours. Be quite handy to know when I am hunting for symbols, whether I'm working with a darker or a lighter colour. 895. That one's also a symbol and it's a darker colour. There is method to their symbols. But of course they put them in DMC number. So maybe their symbols are in a colour order, but when they go on the inventory sheet, they're just in a number order. So this is number 2 rather than a letter. So this will be another row. So this row over here that you can just see the bottom of, that is my row of symbols. And then I have this little row here that is a row of letters. And then next to it, I'm going to put the numbers. And then I will, of course, sort them into order when I put them in the case. But this is just a rough sort for now. 3743, a light one. And again, this one is a letter. So let's do the 2 first. And then do the 1. Now there are some of these that I did have an extra pack of, but they're all still going to get put into here anyway. And it's quite nice to see the case emptying and see that as a way of knowing how well you're doing. Oh, maybe my theory's gone out the window because this is a letter K and it's darker than that number 2 was. Oh well, we'll see. Oh, and 3865, which is really light, is actually a symbol. So yeah, let's just throw my theory out the window and just keep kitting up with no particular reason known as to what order they're in. Yeah, 413, this one as well. This is actually a letter J. So definitely gone out the window as to what the reasoning in the symbols are. As long as the picture turns out fine, and as long as the symbol is on the right square for the right colour, that is really all that matters. Shouldn't try to work out what one company's thought process is. Oh, so here's one. Oh, some of these have actually managed to connect themselves together. So 935, we have a few of these, so I'm going to have to cut these different because it looks like the seal between those 3 bags has broken. So let's cut that off and see if I can tip them up and in. So in effect that's 3 bags. And then we've got a single bag, and then it looks like we've got 2 that have gone together and then another single bag. So let's do the bigger bags first and see how much we fill up. Okay, so I can definitely get 1 more bag in. I'm not sure if I'm going to get them both in. So I'll cut one at a time Oh, and I didn't cut that over my tray. Oh, borderline. I've got one stuck to my scissors. They've been used to cut parcel tape. Let's give it a go. Okay, very much a squeeze, but it has fit in. So it's quite a full one, but it's better than having bags left over that I need to find a home for. 818. We've got 2. Must be getting to some skin tones here rather than the grass, or the bush, should I say, behind that. 817, 647. Another well-used colour. I find I get 647 and 646 in quite a few different kits. You start to recognise numbers. 318. This one is sort of a grey. You could say it's got a hint of blue in it, but a bit of a bluey grey. Probably get used for some of the shading. That's number 4. Next little lot out. 520. More green. There's lots of shades of greens in these. So 520. What you can also do when you're kitting up, which some people may prefer, and which you do which way suits you. There's no rules. I do kitting up videos because some people like to diamond paint by watching them, and some people like the ideas of what they could do different to kitting up. But then there are some people that have found a way that works for them. And you don't need to change it if you found a way that works for you. Do what works for you. But what you can do, and what some people like to do, is actually empty all the diamonds out of the bags and into a tray like this, and then move them from the tray into the pot. Some people like to use the little funnels, which probably would have been a good idea for me then. The only reason that I don't, primarily, I think is just to save me moving the funnel in and out all the time. It's just like one step I don't have to do, which can make it a little bit quicker. And more often than not, the diamonds hit the goal, i.e. they go in the pot. If the diamonds were forever missing the pot because of the way I was kitting it up, then I would be more likely to go to a funnel. So this one is, I think that's 3051. Yes, because the other option is 39 and they don't go up to 39. I should know that. So 3051. And it feels like I don't have too many diamonds left to do, but then I look at my case and I think, I still have quite a few that must need doing. Okay, 3865. That's an easy one to find because it's right at the back. And this is like an off-white. I've got 5 out. I've just nipped myself with the scissors. That's what made me jump. I've not cut myself or pierced skin. You know, these IKEA scissors, while they may be handy and great to have around the house, and we use them constantly, say especially when the likes of packing orders, while it does make you jump when you nip yourself with some, they don't pierce skin. I think you'd have to properly cut yourself to pierce skin. Okay, so oh no, it is here. I thought I had one then that I must have had an extra bag of, because I thought the number wasn't in my case, but I was just blind for a minute. 3753 is in my case, and it is a little music symbol. So you can go in symbols. What else do we have? 3860. this dark colour. This ends up being in the skin tone, if I remember rightly from the last one I did. Pop those two in, and that's Z. 646. Other popular khaki green type colour that I've had before. And then 3345, there you are. Another green. Oh, see, look, that's where a funnel would have been better, because that's a proper mess. But that's why I have my tray. I don't do it that often and completely miss, but if I do, I have my tray that catches most of it. So we've got 168, and that's got the symbol number 3. 2 bags of those. Seems to be 2 bags of a lot of them. Okay, let's just empty my little bin into my bigger bin. I've still got a load of stickers stuck in there from another painting, but they can stay there. I'll fight with that on a off camera, pulling all of those out. You don't want to see nothing happening on the screen because I'm too busy trying to get stickers out of a little bin. So that's the letter R. 779. The letter P. Not to be confused with 799, which is the next one I'm doing. It's one of the few, there is a few DMC numbers that are just a little twist from one to another that can confuse. So I've got 799, and there are a couple that if you hold the bag upside down, so it's the wrong way up, it can look like it's a different number. That's the letter C. 796, and this will be for her cardigan. My mother-in-law is wearing a purple cardigan that actually on pretty much every single one of the customs, a lot of the colours, the diamond painting, you know, DMC colours that were used to do her cardigan were actually blues rather than purples. But when you look at the painting from a distance, it does look purple, or at least it looks like her cardigan type purple. So sometimes the colours can trick you, can be a little bit deceiving, and that's why often, not always, but often you do need to give the painting a chance and actually, you know, finish a big amount to know whether it's wrong. With custom paintings, sometimes, you know, you can do a big enough section and know that it is completely off. But quite often you need to do more than you think for it to be determined that it's definitely wrong. Thought I was going to lose all of them then. Okay, that's the letter B. Okay, this is the one that I ended up with more of, is 934. So let's put in first as many as we can in the actual pot. So I know that's at least 6, maybe more. And I think this is the only colour that I will end up with extras for. In fact, let me just have a quick look on the sheet. So I won't know what number it is, but most of them have got a maximum of 5 bags. There is only one colour showing that it has 10 bags. Another colour is showing that it has 6 bags. 6 bags is fine because we've done that before. So this is the only colour that has more bags of diamonds than will fit in one of these pots. So what I can do is take steps with that now rather than later by using an empty pot. Now, quite often if I do use an empty pot, I will not put a label on the top and I will just sit it to the right of the actual number that it is. And I always know that to the right is the extras. It's like, because that's all I've ever done. I've never changed it up. It's always been to the right. I don't need to label it up, and I will use up the empty pot first and then just be using from that number. So what I'll do is I'll put those a little bit further to the right than the rest of the symbols so that they stay together. If that's something that doesn't work as well for you, you know, there's the possibility that things will get mixed up, or maybe you've got more than one colour that you've got over, you could just write, say, the DMC number on a round sticker and just bob that on the top. I have been known to do that as well when I've had a few, is I've just popped a plain round sticker. I've put the DMC number on rather than the symbol. I've not bothered with the symbol. I just add a DMC number, and then when the pot with the symbol that I'm using to do the painting, when the pot becomes empty, I then look to the back and get it from there. The only reason I'm not going to do it on this one is because there's only one. I'll just find it easier than digging out my stickers. So it's partly laziness, partly. Okay, 3861. Looks like we've got a lot of smaller bags now for the rest of these. Oh, that pot is broken. So let me switch that firstly. Now I do have spare pots, and I could contact the seller and they would send me another pot. But to be honest, I have so many spare pots that I'm not going to bother, because I know they will. Now some of these are two different sizes. These are actually the same size, but the tops on these are ever so slightly frosted, and these are clear. So I'm going to keep the lid that was the original lid, and I'm going to shove that in with my spares, because if I ever really need one, like, it still works as a pot. It's just not the prettiest. Okay, 453, single bag. And sometimes I do kit up different as well. So at the moment I am kitting up by just going for whatever diamonds I grab hold of. But sometimes, depending on what kit I'm doing, I do kit up according to how many bags I've got. It just varies on the way the bags are done. It changes according to my mood. What mood am I in to kit up today? There are many different factors that can change the way I kit up. So if you enjoy kitting up and enjoy the process of watching somebody else kit up, even if it's taking a while, then I do have a playlist full of all sorts of different kits that I've done and kitted up. There's plenty to choose from. And I try and vary up the containers that I use as well, depending on the painting, depend on which one that I use. That's a symbol. What have we got next? This is another one that we've got quite a few of. 535. That's this one. Quite a few of these. This is like a dark tray. Wonder where all of these are used. Oh, didn't pay attention, there were still diamonds in the bag. So 2 at a time, and then once all these diamonds are done, of course I do need to prepare my canvas. And it is a poured glue canvas on this one. And I know many people like to keep the clear cover on, but I much prefer to work in rigid blocks where I can't see the rest of the symbols, because I find then it stops me chasing a colour across the canvas because I've just spotted another symbol. And I find if I start doing that, I have to sort of stop myself and go, nope, go back to, you know, I need to try and get some sort of order in my diamond painting when I do that. It's quite nice to do occasionally on a small painting, on maybe a special diamond painting that's a partial. I quite like to do that by colour. So I allow myself to do a little bit of chasing sometimes, but I try not to do too much because my brain just doesn't cope with it. I find I have to, you know, rein myself in, and then I start leaning further up to get ones, and I've got my arm going on the sticky. It just doesn't work for me. Okay, 3 more to go. One of the times when just pulling out the bags, in fact that just reminded me, pulling out the bags and doing each one. One of the suppliers that doesn't work with for me is Evermoment, because they do 2 different sizes of bags. They do big bags and small bags, and they actually pack them differently and in a different way. So quite often you will find you have multiple bags that are separate of a colour for Evermoment. So if you start doing it by bag, I would have been dipping into all of these a lot, and that's not as easy when I've taken them all out of DMC order. Okay, so the last one, that's that in M. So I'm done with the scissors, I'm done with the tray. So let me throw that back away. I'm done with my bin. Yes, I'm done with the bin for small stuff. My bag is now empty. So I'm going to peel off the sticker. Now sometimes I do try and put this sticker and reuse it, in fact it works, and put it on the case, and that is just so that I have a quick reference of which painting it is, because I do tend to have multiple paintings kitted up at once. I'll fight about putting that bag back in a minute. I do often have multiple paintings kitted up at once, some large, some small, and it's just a quick reference rather than me having to remember. Okay, so I'm going to start with letters first. Now I know I did have the letter A. There it is. That's an E. Oh, we do have B. Do we have C? I'm trying to turn them all around so that I can see them as well. So we have C. Do I have D? Yes. That's E, which I've already pulled out. F and G. H. Now I did notice a small H and I have a big H, so I'm going to do big followed by small. I, we don't have, because that can look like a 1. J, K, L. Right, now these are lowercase letters, so I have got an M. Do I have another one? No. So L, M, N. We won't have an O because it looks like a 0. Or we don't anyway. P. Do I have Q? No. Q, U, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. Then I have 2 Y and a Z. Okay, so that's my alphabet done. Now let's do our numbers. So we don't have a 1 because it can look like an I. So quite often, you know, manufacturers won't use the 2, or they'll make it very clearly 1. very clearly the number 1 or very clearly I, but quite often they'll avoid them to save confusion. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Oh, that ended up quite nicely. Then we have the symbols. Now this can purely be personal preference on how you do the symbols. Whether I like to, for example here I've got some arrows, and I actually have 3 different types of arrows. So I have one pointing up, I have one pointing to the right, and I have one pointing in a diagonal. So I like to put those all together, because then if I need to double check that I've got the right arrow, I can. There is 2 plus symbols. One is a white one, one is a black one. The symbols do look clearly different. One is blue, one is green, but I'll still put them together in case I need to, you know, when I look at the symbol and I go to here and I'll go, oh, I've got 2. Which one was it? And it's just a way of making sure. What else do we have then? Anything else that looks similar? So we have those that seem to be sort of a lighter symbol, if that makes sense. In fact, these 5, so they're a little bit lighter symbols, i.e. they're not thick solid lines, they're smaller lines. And there is 5 of them, so we'll put them all in together. In fact, I'm going to put the slash marks and the equal marks together, and then I'm going to put the pi symbol, because they're all like lines, aren't they? Very similar lines. Then we have, don't forget, I haven't forgotten, I do still have a heart here. So let's put in these other symbols that are completely different. Then we get into more solid symbols now. So we've got a moon, and then we've got some sort of a slash that way and a squash circle that way. Then we'll put the dot for 310, and then I'll actually put the heart at the end that then has some extras. So there's no confusion then as to which one it goes with. Even though I automatically know, even if it was right in the middle, I know that I put the one to the right as the spares, but there is 0 confusion now because it's on its own at the very end. And that is my diamonds all kitted up and ready. Now to do my canvas. So the canvas is, I say, poured glue. It does come with a clear cover. I don't like working with clear covers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of that off. Dangerous, I know. And it's going in the bin. So no pieces of paper allowed around here now. But I'm going to get my passport, my cover holder, my diamond painting release cover holder, and grab some of my release papers that are in the perfect size that I like. And now I'm just going to have a little, I like them to overlap a little bit, but I'm going to see how many I can sort of, so I could possibly get 4 on if I didn't overlap them, but I do like to overlap them. How does it work overlapped going upright? This is where I sort of figure out what works best. Okay, they go quite nice in the portrait size upright. There is a little bit more of an overlap there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to overlap a little bit more than I was before. And it's still going to be quite a big overlap on this side, but they're all covered, and that's what matters. And then once I've sort of got myself a pattern, I can follow that pattern. And here's me hoping that I have enough cover sheets in here. I don't think I do. I think I might have to go and check if I have put some in another place or whether I need more. I have quite a few diamond paintings on the go at the moment, can you tell? Okay, let me go see if I have some more handy. I did have some more. I thought I had like so many diamond painting cover sheets that I could get away with putting cover sheets on quite a few different diamond paintings. and I'd actually put one pile of them not in my passport cover, in my cover paper holder. They were in the old passport cover that I used to use. So obviously when I transferred, I didn't transfer all. So this painting has used quite a few, but because this painting isn't going to be rolled, I don't need to do this one in sections. So now I have a few different options. I could start at this bottom right hand corner and just do a little bit. More than likely I'll start at this corner. So what I do is I'll take the cover paper off. I'll then, if need be, I'll realign these ones. So they're quite good at just allowing you to take it off, and I'll go, okay, that's a straight line, you know, so that I'm working on a complete block. And then if I need to move this, I'll also move this and go, okay, that's a straight line, which means I've got a nice block section to work off. And then I'll do the same as I go along, just adjusting it if I need to, if I've not put it on straight, until the diamond painting is done. So that's all finished. All my cover sheets are now in my new cover sheet holder so that they all stay in one place. This is one of our new items for September. Has a nice little diamond on there, and I've got a little gift card in case I need a straight line to work off, but it's a club card. But at least I know they're all in one place. You can tell I have a few diamond paintings on the go. But each time I take a section off, they get put back into there so that they can get reused. But that is the custom ready. So of course, as soon as that is done, I will do a dekitting and I'll show you guys what the other sizes of the custom look like and finish up the custom review. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.